What's up, everybody? Today I'm pulling out a very unique folder, the LionSteel BestMan slip joint. This one blends traditional style with modern materials, and I've been carrying this for a bit, and I've been doing some testing, and I've been really enjoying it. Let's dig in. Traditional slip joints have never been my primary carry, but as these months continue to get cooler, I often find myself swapping my typical folder for a fixed blade along with a smaller backup blade. For me, I have found myself continuing to gravitate to these smaller slip joints, and this one right here has quickly become my favorite. The model I have here is the LionSteel BestMan 2 with micarta scales and a satin clip point blade. It's made in Italy and the materials are very high end. You have an M390 steel blade, titanium bolsters and liners. And so today's video, we're going to walk through the specs, what makes it special, how it performs, some pros and cons, and whether I would carry it or recommend it for an EDC. If you're into a traditional carry or want something a little dressy but still solid, this could be the one. Let's get the numbers out of the way so you know what we're dealing with. Here's the key specs for the variant I have. For an overall length, this is coming in at 6.6 inches. You have a blade length of 2.8 inches, and this weighs 2.4 ounces. We have a blade steel of Bowler M390, very good steel. Handle material of natural canvas micarta with titanium bolsters and liners. And this features a small nail nick opening with a pretty solid half stop and a really satisfying snap and lockup. Some of the standout features is this has a rather premium steel. M390 is one of the top tier stainless steels, has an excellent edge retention and corrosion resistance, and I really like it. This is also fairly lightweight for its size at 2.4 ounces. It makes it pretty solid for a pocket carry. Also, this has really elegant finishes, has a really nice satin blade, micarta handle scales, titanium bolsters. It has a really dress folder vibes with really nice materials. One point though, this specific model doesn't have a pocket clip, so carry style is either just loose in the pocket or in a slip or a pouch. This may affect how practical it is for everyday use, especially if you're used to quickly deploying a knife. Let's talk about how it feels in hand and the overall carry. For ergonomics, the handle is actually nicely shaped. Though it is rectangular in general, there's a subtle curve towards the spring side that helps it nest in the hand. You wouldn't think so, but it's actually deceptively comfortable. For opening, because it's a nail nick folder, opening takes a little more effort versus something assisted or like a flipper knife. The slip joint mechanism has a really solid half stop, and when it opens, it holds it pretty well for light medium tasks. The spring is pretty strong. You can still get some action when you push down, but it's still an overall nice spring. For pocket carry at 2.4 ounces and a closed length at under 4 inches, it's pretty pocket friendly. But without a pocket clip, it may raid low in the pocket, especially if it's deep or in a loose pocket. I prefer carrying it in a small leather slip I put together as it not only protects it, but also with this lanyard, I can fish it out of the pocket. This little slip is very rough, so if you have any good suggestions for another one, let me know down in the comments. Going on to the aesthetics and the finish, the micarta and titanium give it a really refined look. It works with dress or casual carry, and for me personally, I really appreciate something that bridges utility and style. I'm a huge fan of titanium and micarta together, and I think this looks so classy and I love it. So in carry terms, if you're comfortable with a slip joint, basically without a pocket clip, and you want something clean, this fits very nicely. If you need aggressive deployment or heavy use, you might want to consider these trade-offs. How did it perform in actual cutting and use? My tests and what I found from community reviews is the construction, fit, and finish is absolutely solid. The build feels very premium, has very smooth blade action, no blade play, has a great snap in action. Everything feels stellar. There's no gaps or sharp edges, just a really premium product, which it should be for the cost. For cutting tasks, I just tested it on standard EDC tasks, opening packages, slicing paper, light food prep, and on those, it performed very well. The M390 kept a really sharp edge, and due to the blade thinness, it's pretty slicey. In summary, this has an excellent steel, excellent materials, very good for general tasks. The performance is very nice for its class, especially given the premium build. Now for some pros and cons. Pros, premium materials, M390, titanium, micarta, and the build quality is excellent. It's also fairly lightweight and has a really nice compact size, which makes it really good for daily carry. Also, this traditional slip joint design has really clean aesthetics, and this works really well for like a classy dress or just casual friendly carry. This is also pretty good value for the materials and the finish given the price point. I personally think it competes with much higher end brands such as like Jack Wolf knives. Now for some cons, I really love this guy, so I don't have a ton of criticisms. My main gripes are just observations for you to be aware of with basically every slip joint. Slip joint means no true lock, and you must be comfortable with that for tasks that you'll use it for. It also doesn't have a pocket clip, so the carry style is a little less convenient if you're used to just clipping it to your pocket. I found this works best with a slip. Finally, the nail nick opening just means slower deployment. You can look past that this might be one of the best out there. The only true negative for me with this knife is the price. Right now, these are around the $130 mark on sale. That price is definitely higher than other folders out there, but you're paying for a premium build of materials. If this is too high for you, I recommend the Kaiser Trestle, as it fits a very similar niche in my opinion. I actually sold mine off because I felt like this overlapped it too much and I preferred this one. That said, if you're in a budget, the Trestle is half the price of this and is a fantastic knife for the price. So here's my take. For my EDC style, the BestMan is not my hardcore work knife, but is an excellent secondary or even smaller primary daily carry if your tasks are light to moderate. If you're into traditional folders and you want something refined, and you care about materials and you're okay with the slip joint mechanics and slower deployment, then this is an absolute winner. If you lean heavy on utility, tactical deployment, or hard use, you might want to go looking for a locking folder with a clip instead. But for an everyday gentleman's carry or go anywhere knife with strong credibility, the BestMan hits a sweet spot. So would I recommend this? 100 times yes, assuming you're comfortable with the slip joint format. This could be a nice piece to carry when you want something discreet, high quality, and with a classy look. This has quickly jumped to be my favorite slip joint in my entire collection, and I love carrying it. I do wish the price was a tad lower to make it more accessible, but it's a fantastic knife and really has me curious about more of LionSteel's offerings. I was fortunate enough to find this on eBay for around half the retail price, and I think I scored big time. And maybe it's just my recency biased, but this has been one of my favorite purchases of the year. If you like this review of the LionSteel BestMan slip joint, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and drop a comment. What's your favorite traditional folder, and would you carry a slip joint as your main EDC? I'll put a link in the description to this exact model I have here so you can check pricing and variants. I'll see you in the next one.